Hey, it's Chris Acton with Acting Creative, and this is A Handwoven Experience, episode 61. And in this episode, I have 2 techniques to help when you are finishing a project. So I put my latest project kind of up on my bookshelf here just so we can get nice and close and see what is what. I like to use toilet paper as my spacers at the beginning of a project. So that's what you see here, my little white strips. And I just took out enough for our demonstration today, but the rest I'll take out as I work across the project. One of my other notes is that I'm going to make these nice and big so that you can see them. But as you go to do your finishing work, feel free to make it a little more refined, a little more elegant. But I wanted to make sure you guys could see it. So you'll notice that my knots and my twists are kind of big and prominent. So let's dive in. Tip number 1. Let's say that you want to have a series of knots along the edge of your project and just have your fringe hang loose. And in this instance, let's say that I want this to be the size of my knotted fringe. Okay? Here's my tip. Before you just knot it right at the top like this, grab and swap a yarn from the adjacent grouping. Here's what that looks like. So do you see in my grouping here, this is the one that's closest, right? And I'm going to pull out this yarn, so they're neighbors. So the neighbors are just going to do a little swap just like that. It's a little crisscross. And then this yarn will be part of this grouping. Give that a little tug. By the way, do much prettier knots than I'm doing right here, but you get the idea. So then this one, which used to be part of this, is going to be in this grouping here. Now you're thinking, why would I do that extra step? That seems like a lot of work. Well, here's why. If you just take your 2 bunches like this and you don't interconnect them, your fabric can start to split apart. And we don't want that because you've worked very hard to have nice, even rows and beautiful fabric. We want to finish it so it's just as elegant as the rest of the project. So that's the first technique. Number 2 has to do with when you do twisted fringe. Okay, so I want to twist these 2 together, right? Here is my suggestion. First of all, twist them both individually and twist them going the same direction. So in this case, I am going to twist them so they're both facing this direction, which means I'm going to give, see the way my hand goes, I'm going to do a twist like this. And I'm going to do it for both of them, the light purple and that kind of cranberry color. But then when I twist them together, I'm going to go the opposite direction. So I twisted each one this way, and now I'm going to go the other way, like this. Now, what this does is it locks it in place. So there's no chance that you are going to magically untwist as you're doing your fringe here. So do it like this, come down to the bottom, make a nice little knot to hold it in place. Wow, that knot was so not good. Let me try that again here. Okay. And like I said, do it better on your end. But that is the idea then when you want to do a twisted fringe like this, is that you twist them individually going one direction and you twist them together going the other. That'll help kind of lock it in place. So those are my 2 little nuggets to really help you create some beautiful finishing work on the piece that you've worked so hard to create. I hope that helps. I hope that gives you a little something to put in the back of your mind when you get to this stage of the process. And then you can be finishing your project like a champ. It's going to be beautiful. I just know it. All right, friends, have a great week. Happy weaving.